Yo, what up? What up? It's your man Kosh. Welcome to another special episode of
We
Geekin.
geeking.
Definitely appreciate y'all coming out. Today we're going to talk about something that me and my brother Six compounded on a few weeks ago. We did a tribute to Jason David Frank and Kevin Conroy. We talked about men's health a little bit with suicide and all of that. I also host another podcast called the Sigma Dad Podcast. There's an episode I did on men's health as well and mental and emotional wellness. Check that out also. But gentlemen, with the death of Twitch, another man has committed suicide. So I know you guys want to talk about what's going on. So let's get right into it, brother. This is fucking, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Something's going on to where men are just fucking off themselves, yo. It's bullshit.
Men have really been forced into a position where they feel like they've done everything in their power to be as worthy as possible, and still are treated like they're worthless. When you've exhausted every option and not having readily access availability to mental health services because it's looked down upon. Like, men can't come out and say like, "Oh, this happened to me. I feel this way because of the toxic traits that are associated with that." They make it seem like it's a bad thing. And the one thing that I want to advocate is that I don't care how strong a man is, he's still human. We still have feelings. We hurt. We go through things just like any other human being on this planet. And we're put on this pedestal where we're not supposed to feel. We're not supposed to express our emotions. We're just supposed to be these stoic individuals we're rough, tough, burly. We carry a lot of weight on our shoulders. And I read an article a few months back. There was a lady who could pass for a man, lived a man for like, I think like a year, ended up committing suicide because of the pressures that she realized that men go through daily. Like, being a man isn't all it's cracked up to be. They think it's easy. It's not, because it's battles that we fight that are unseen. We go through a lot, and we try our hardest not to bring it home to our significant others. We try our hardest not to, because we don't want to drop that burden on her. You know, she's supposed to be our safe space. Uh-oh. You
got mail.
Damn, you got mail myself, yo. Fucking bullshit. Fucking fool, you got mail me. I'm sitting here listening like, what the fuck happened, yo? But yo, you hit that fucking nail on the head, yo. So I gotta say, any ladies watching this, mothers, sisters, whatever, I'm telling you, you should be the first person to pick up on something going on with that man that's in your life that is intimately involved with you. So you got to understand, ladies, if a man shows you his vulnerability, that is a piece of him that he don't show very many people. And that part of us is like a small child. You know what I'm saying? And the minute that just gets stepped on, or you fucking do something to damage that, you ain't seen it again. It'll be very, very rare, very hard for us to show you that type of shit again. And you'll be like, what's wrong? Nothing. And we would just keep telling you nothing because we tried to show you we were vulnerable. And you flat up just was like, you know what I'm saying? That's why dudes don't open up. And we're also taught as young boys, like, suck it up, man up, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Not to deal with your emotions. So then these guys feel that the only thing that's left is just to go. And like I'm telling you, ladies, pick up on the fucking cues. Like, a guy will tell you nothing, but if he opens up to you, that means he truly cares and he truly loves you. And do not step on that man's vulnerable side, because that is the most vulnerable part of a man.
That's the biggest compliment a man can ever give a woman. If you got a guy, he opens up to you and he vents to you, that is the biggest compliment you'll ever get from him. He can comment on how beautiful you are, how good of a soul you have, but if he ever lets his walls down, lets his defenses down, and opens up and vents to you, that is the biggest compliment you can ever get from a man. Ever.
And don't throw that shit back in his face either when something comes up. Like, oh, you act like no, because that, you will shut him the fuck down. Do not do that shit, because we hate that shit.
We do.
Don't fucking do that.
Like,
6, I see you chomping, brother. Go ahead, brother.
yeah, the teeth
Go ahead,
grinding,
6.
the
I
teeth
see you chomping.
grinding.
Go ahead, brother. Get it out.
I'm
Get it off your
chilling,
chest,
bro.
brother. This is I'm gonna tell
I'm
y'all
chilling
this is a
right
Rumble
now.
only video. So this is Rumble only video. It's a special edition of We Geekin' Rumble only. So you're not gonna hear the normal stuff you hear because this is a different topic. Us because we are men as well. So I talked about this on Sigma Dad, and we talked about this on We Geekin' because in the day, I'm a man. We are all men, and we still have issues and topics that need to be discussed. They need to be discussed, and we have a platform now. We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
We are going to fucking talk.
Well, yo, Admiral, why you smiling, bro? Yo, why you smiling? All right, I'm gonna say this.
Cause yo, we know for a fact, yo, this is like a lot of this affects you personally, bro.
I'm about to go. I'm about to go the fuck in.
We've been on this wild. We've been on this wild roller coaster ride with you.
This is gonna be We Geekin unrated.
My man said NC-17. NC-17, yo. NC-17.
But all jokes aside, though, men's health has to be talked about. Men's mental health has to be talked about. All jokes aside, though, we really have to talk about this shit. So, when we did our special, just numbers real quick for you, brother. When we did our special, from the CDC's numbers, women suicide deaths for 2021 were like 9,600 compared to men were at 38,000. So startling, which is why men's health needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, stop fucking being selfish when it comes to emotion. The reason why I say this shit, I understand your emotions matters, but men have emotions too. The only difference is that we suppress, women express. Keep this in mind. This goes for fellas and ladies and gentlemen. We was taught, is a saying, men suppress and women express. What I mean by that is that men, we suppress our emotions. We got to be tough. We got to be strong for our family. We got to be strong for our kids. We also got to be strong for our moms, our sisters.
Yep.
We got to be strong for our grandmothers, all the women in the family.
Spouses.
But ladies.
Children. Yep.
Huh? Say it again.
I said spouses, children. I said spouses, children, all that.
Man, fuck them kids.
Everything. Everything.
Joking.
Just because we don't,
no, I can't say that.
Just because we don't talk as much, just because we don't nag as much, we pretty much are simple human beings. But it doesn't mean we're not feeling it. We're just not expressing it to y'all. But this is the second month straight, bro. RIP to Jason David Frank, man. RIP to Twitch. DJ Twitch. These two people, man, two magnificent human beings, man, made an impact to people's lives, man. And brighten up people's days. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And for them just to delete, I'm going to just say delete. For them to delete themselves just like that with no problem. And even though they posting it on social media, society really don't care about it too much like that. And that's pretty fucked up.
It is. You know,
because they men.
You know how bad it has to be for you to seek a permanent solution to a temporary situation. You know how fucked up that whole situation has to be for you to go that route. Like, I lost a cousin some years back to, suicide. And it's because, like, he was in the army. So he was suffering from PTSD. They had him on medicine to kind of, like, help out with it. But it's just like, being a man and going through the things that he was going through, like I don't know what was going on in my cousin's mind. Like he was like one of my eldest cousins on my grandmother's side of the family, or grandfather's side of the family. So to have to hear that, and I'm at work. I broke down at work. Like I have no issues in saying that because I'm human. I feel, and I wasn't taught emotional responsibility growing up. I was taught men ain't supposed to cry, men ain't supposed to do this, men ain't supposed to do that. And because that was drilled into me, I was not emotionally responsible with my emotions. When I hurt, I just bottled it up.
Not a lot of men are.
Forward.
Most of the majority aren't.
So it's like I'm 36. I just turned 36 in October. And it took me I didn't really gain understanding of emotional responsibility until I was 32. I had already been married and divorced before I was 30. I have a daughter that's 12.
I didn't get mine until I was married. My wife had to make me open up, and she like, do it. And I'm like, no, you're going to see me as weak. And she like, no, I see it as strength if you are a little vulnerable with me. And I'm like, damn, I don't know how to respond to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, you never told that shit. Like, it's not okay. As soon as you do, it's like, man, the fuck up. Like, all right, you shut the fuck up then. You know what I mean?
And it's like, once you're able, it's a burden lifted off your shoulder when you have somebody that you can be that vulnerable with. It's not to sit there and say, take advantage of it, but to be able to be that vulnerable with somebody, to let somebody into your inner sanctum, a place that we don't let a lot of people in. Like, it's not too many people that really get to see the real us. There's not too many people that get to see the real us.
Most men, it's what? A sibling, a grandmother, a mother that really gets to see the vulnerable side of you, maybe an aunt, like somebody that's been with you from, like, most people don't get to see that side of you or have seen you grow up. But most of the time, we lock him away, and he ain't coming out to play no time soon.
Yeah.
And if he do come to play, again, most times we get clowned by each other as men sometimes, but then by women. And it's like, oh, all right, he ain't going to come out no more, ever again. I'll bring him out in private, but I'm never going to bring him out again. And then the result is something violent, whether it's an outburst, going to go shoot, kill something, or they're going to go shoot, kill themselves. Like, it's usually some type of overstimulated response on one end of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's sad. It's sad shit.
And it's even worse because, especially like in the black community, when we say like, I think I need to go talk to a therapist, most of our families be like, oh, you crazy now, something wrong with you. I don't know why you got to do that. We aren't encouraged to seek these things for our mental health. Because we're just not carrying mental traumas from our day to day. We're carrying generational mental traumas that's been passed down through our DNA. It's crazy, especially as a black man in America, if you get pulled over by the police, and the first thing you think mentally is this going to be my last day on this earth? That is a stress and a trauma that has been passed down when the police officers was nothing but slave catchers. Because that's all police officers are. The system has not changed. It's the same. The current fraternal order of police system that is set today is nothing but the old slave catcher system that they had back during slavery. Like this place isn't geared towards us, especially black men. They fear us more than anything because of what we can do when we band together. And we can build more if we band together out of a place of love more so than out of a place of anger. And they don't want that. True. They don't want us to be in a place of love. Like these two people I'm here with have watched me grow from a teenager to a man. We've been through some shit. I could not sit here and say I could honestly be where I'm at today without them two being in my life. These are my brothers. And that comes from the heart. Like, so it's like to have them and to be able to speak out on things. Like when I was going through stuff, especially when I was going through my divorce, they were there. Like I couldn't sit there and say they weren't. They were there. Six lived with me. He saw the bullshit. He lived with me. Gosh, heard about
So
it.
y'all can so yeah, you can if you want to speak a little bit because you know what I'm saying you were a man that got you know what I'm saying your woman did dirty on you. You feel what I'm saying? So normally it's always the woman, the man did this, but you were on the opposite end of the spectrum because you didn't do shit. You didn't
Yeah,
do absolutely motherfucking thing. And you know what I'm saying? It you talk about it. It was your life. It was your
you
life.
know,
I don't want to talk about it. Six was there too, but it was your life. Like you can
yeah,
speak about that because you have a different perspective from a man. You know what I mean?
yeah. So it's like I went through a lot, especially because I started dealing with things because I didn't really get that encouragement. Like, oh, you're doing good. I didn't really get that encouragement. Like, yeah, I had a job, I was taking care of things, but I wasn't fulfilled. Like, I started dealing with depression. Like, I'd never been depressed before. I didn't know what the fuck was going on with me. My ex couldn't really stand
Who
there
to turn to?
and be there for me because she didn't know what to do. She had never known what a healthy relationship looked like growing up. She watched her mother bounce from man to man and state to state. So, being a young woman watching that, and then growing up, having somebody that actually cares, but not really knowing how to be like, you know what, damn, I'm there for him, this, that, and the third, because she mentally wasn't mature enough to really be married.
Right.
Emotionally, she could have been there, but mentally, she wasn't because she doesn't understand when you take those vows, for better or for worse. Like marriage isn't a rainbow. People think, oh, marriage is just going to be this big rainbow. It was days that I would move mountains for my ex-wife. It was days I wanted to throw that bitch off of Mount Everest, and that's just me being honest. That's just me being honest. But
Right.
with that being
Right.
said, it shows the ups and downs that you go through. You just have to be, as a couple, willing to sit down and truly, be able to express yourselves and be able to express yourselves and be able to be corrected without being offended because a lot of people get offended when they get corrected. If I express myself to you and I sit there and tell you, when you do this, this is how I feel, this hurts me when you do this, and your response to me is, oh, just suck it up, I'm not going to want to be bothered with you anymore. That just lets you know how
Right.
much you care about how I feel. If I'm jumping
Right.
through hoops to make sure that you can have, the best you can, no matter what capacity I was in, to make sure that you was able to take care of things, make sure you was able to travel, you could go see your mom whenever you wanted to, bills was taken care of. You didn't even have to work.
Right.
You chose to work. You didn't have to. But to sit there and say, well, I don't like when you do this, or I feel some type of way about this. For it to just be like, no, you just feeding too much into it, me being gaslighted, it led me to a point now where I stopped caring. I stopped feeling. I was just there. She did whatever she wanted to do, and I just left it at that. We went our separate ways, and now she sees that the type of person I am, and a lot of it's like, well, where was this person at? He was there. It's just you went left, so this person couldn't come to the
You take the
surface.
time to figure it out.
Yeah, like men by nature are simple. We are simple by nature. There is no grand scheme of how to figure out a man. Men are simple.
Hold on.
We love to be catered
What you got,
to.
brother? What you
Hey,
got,
look,
brother?
he's steaming.
No, I just gotta ask y'all one question. What is the number one thing women would never like to study?
Us.
Who got
Us.
Hey,
Us.
like
Us, nigga. Us.
they,
And I'm glad you answered that question. They go to college, they get their bachelor's, they get their master's, they get their PhD. They spend all their money and finances on something, on a degree that's not even really acceptable in society, but they want to throw it in your face. Shout out to Myron Gaines. Shout out to the whole Red Pill community, Fresh and Fit, everybody. Shout out RIP to Kevin Samuels. I be listening to these guys because they educate us in the way that we never been educated, and they change the whole entire dynamic of men and women.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy the fact that they willing to go to school and learn how to be a business administrator or be an owner or something like that, but they don't want to learn about us. It's pretty fucked up.
There are some now that are paying attention, though. There are some now that are paying attention from the thing we've been seeing. The shit I've been seeing on social media. There are some that are starting to pay attention.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but there are some that are starting to wake up and be like, "Hey,"
but
you know what I mean?
But
there are some that are improving with it.
But they lost out.
But that's a minority, not a majority, though.
Say it again.
That is definitely that's a minority that's using some of that information to improve. I think that's a minority, not a majority.
Yeah.
But yo, it's gonna be. You know, they did a study, bro. That they gonna say. They say in 2030, in year 2030, the single rate for women is gonna go from 35% to 50%, bro. So it's gonna be 50% of women, in basically single? Just in the United States alone.
Single.
Gonna be single, bro. Think about it.
So half the women in the US are gonna be single. That's fucking crazy.
But think about it. What do you hear? What do you hear most of the day? You hear a lot about passport bros, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of guys is not even dealing with a lot of American women. Even though we switching the subject, but this is still part of men's mental health, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going down this road for a reason. But I'm just saying, like, men been so tired of the manipulation and the mind games. And you got to understand, ladies, the fact is that when you play mind games, you messing with a man's psyche. And when you mess with a man's psyche, now he's very logical. So he's going to go to wherever his logic is taking him to. And it can lead in so many ways. And if a man gets tired and if he feels as though he's not worthy of himself, that's when it leads to suicide. It's crazy, man. This shit is so crazy. And it's like selfishness, not cooperative, not listen to the man. Don't even want if a freaking woman was like, "Hey, what's 1 + 1?" And he say 2. Oh, you lying. Straight up the motherfucking back. Oh, you lying. Like, damn, I can't even tell you a simple fucking answer and you still don't believe me because I'm a man?
Like,
that's ridiculous, bro.
Like, to put it in perspective, the old adage was happy wife, happy life, which shows you how society was geared toward a woman being happy versus, happiness as a couple. Like, it should be happy spouse, Like, I can be happy on my own, but you're not going to make me miserable because you don't have that self-happiness. Like, we're not responsible for each other's happiness. We're responsible to add to each other's happiness. Like, and I've said it before, right? I'd rather be single before I deal with another miserable motherfucker. I would rather just be single.
And Reese, that's what a lot of men are doing right now, bro.
I know.
A lot of men will rather be single and not deal with the trauma or deal with the unnecessary bullshit. They would rather be single and have a peace of fucking mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up.
And it's like, we've been through your journey with your marriage, so we know how fucked up your shit was. I still have that video to this day.
Yeah.
That day they rolled up on you. I still have that video to this day. I can send it to you later.
That was still
but
fucked up.
I saw that, and all I saw was a man that was just like, I don't know what else to do. Like, she's here, she's at my job.
Right.
Like, you could have got fired. She didn't care. She didn't care about your livelihood. You could have gotten fired. She didn't care.
When that shit happened.
And I'm just like, how selfish do you have to be to want to call somebody their livelihood? I don't care what we go through. Even me and my ex-wife, we went through our shit. I would not show up at her job. I could have got her fired plenty of times. I'm not on that. My daughter still has to make sure.
What does that? The thing is, they do that. What does that prove? Like, okay, now I can't pay for things, so now here we go. And then you're gonna say I'm not taking care of my kid. Now the state's involved. Now I can't pay you and the state, so now I got to pay you and the state at the same time. And if I don't, then here goes the rest of my. You know what I'm saying? Like, spiral out of control, and then ultimately it leads to that violent outburst of rage and violence, or the other outburst of self-infliction.
Yeah.
Just this shit rolls downhill. And when they say shit rolls downhill, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we silently just pile the shit up. And just pile the shit up. And then it just gets to the point where it's like, I can't take this shit no more. I have nowhere to turn, nowhere to go. Fuck
it. Like, as men, we carry so much shit on our shoulders. And we really only want that one special person in our life. You know, and I say one special person because, you know, I don't know the whole audience that this video is going to reach. And I don't want to make it just defined, okay, this is this or this is that. Because I'm not saying this based on your sexual orientation. I'm saying this based on individuals. We all want to have that one person in our life that we can be completely vulnerable with. We don't have to have a wall up. We don't have to have a shield up. We could just we can completely be ourselves. And men, when we can get to that core, is when we can love you the best. We can love you the best. When we can get to that core, we could just let everything that we could take the armor off. We could put the weapons down. We can just be ourselves to that degree, and we can love you from the core of who we are. It's the best kind of love you'll ever feel, because in that instance, you'll get what you want from your man. Because most women, they want their man to just be able to submit, and men can submit, but you also have to allow a man to lead when it's his turn. If you can do that, he knows when, all right, you know, this isn't my strong suit. My girl can handle this better than I can. He knows how to step back. A real man knows how to step back from the reins and let his girl take over, because it's something that she may be better suited for. That's why they say the queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. She can make moves the king can't make.
I'm almost done cooking.
So when you look at it from that aspect,
but keyword. You say what you say. The queen is the strongest piece on the chessboard, right?
Yeah, she can make moves that the king can't make.
To all the fucking women out there calling them fucking selves queens, you need a fucking king in your fucking life to be a fucking queen. God damn, I'm so tired of these women calling queens and they single as fucking dollars. Or fucking cheeseburgers. Fuck, bro. Speaking of cheeseburgers, put the cheeseburger down and lose some fucking weight. I told you this is gonna get real, bro. I gotta say this, bro. I gotta say this. Like, all these fucking queens and shit that weigh 200, they weigh more than me. They're fullback size, they're linebacker size, and they calling themselves queen. You're not a fucking queen. You need a king in your life to be a queen. You need a man in your life. This is what men want to say in so many ways, but we can't speak our fucking mind, because every time we say something, it's either we being misogynistic. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Fuck that. A lot of men want to say some shit, because men, we direct. We are very direct human beings. We don't got time to sugarcoat no shit around. If we gotta say something, we want to be direct right to your ass. So you better be prepared. Because the moment when you want to express yourself and be emotional and shit, and your emotions is saying some lies and some wrong shit, because your emotions can kill somebody. I hate to say it like that, but I'm just saying, men had to deal with emotions for the longest time, and we had to suppress our shit. Just being real.
And we suppress it to keep the peace. That's why we do it. We suppress it to keep the peace.
Keep the peace, bro.
Because we'd rather have a peaceful existence with you than to have an argument that's ongoing. Because we'll say what we have to say and we'll let it go. Like I've said this before. I could argue with you today Tomorrow, I done forgot about this argument today. You still walking around with the grudge. I'm not. You salty.
Not
That's what I
even
said.
tomorrow. Probably 10 minutes later.
Like,
10 minutes later, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't fucking know.
If you want to be angry, hop on the treadmill and take that shit out on the treadmill. Lose some fucking weight.
like me,
Motherfuckers, I'm tired of these
it's like,
bro.
like people found out I'm the worst person to try to have like an argument with because I say it all the time. You'll be mad and I'll be laughing. Like I'm in a place of zen. I'm in a place of zen that
Right.
Like
Man.
Like and it took me some time to get here. Mentally, it took me some time to get here. Where it's like I can't worry about the shit I have no control over. I can only focus on what I can change today, and tomorrow the shit will fall in place where it needs to fall in place.
There you go. Yep.
Like,
and women, you can control your weight. Stop eating them Twinkies and stop eating the motherfucking ho-hos and all that shit. And walk a good 1.5 to 2 miles a day starting off. Drink some fucking water, not no Coca-Cola, not no red pops, no big dumbass dollar general shit. Drink
He been itching to get on this motherfucker. He been itching to get on this motherfucker.
But look, look, it's the reason why I'm saying all this. Because this is what men think about all the fucking time. When women say stupid shit on social media, oh, he don't care about me. Oh, he say he's one. They say the most stupidest shit, and then when they say shit, it don't follow up what they really trying to say, because they everywhere with this shit. Right. A lot of men want to say shit like I'm saying right now, and men, if y'all listen. You have every right to say and speak your mind. Because if you speaking your mind can lead you to peace, do that shit. I don't give a fuck what anybody else say or any female queen fucking Lizzo shit. Like, when Marvin went off on Pressure Fit, bro, I understand where he was coming from, bro, because this generation is so soft, bro. Like, what happened to when we was growing up, when we had to deal with direct shit? We ain't had no motherfucking. It was shame back in the days when you did some stupid shit. You've been shamed for that shit. They need to bring shame back. Shout out to R.P. to Kevin saying he was right. Bring shame back. If a female got with fucking horsehair in her head, look like Retribution and them, all this shit. Like, all fucked up, but shit, like, you should be ashamed. You should be no, I'm telling you, men don't like the smell of fake hair, especially after it's sweaty as fuck. They don't like the smell of that shit. Another thing, fake nails, cut the shit, wear your real nails. The eyelashes, get rid of them, throw them in the trash, shred them bitches, wherever you. Just throw that shit away.
Piggyback on that.
Self.
I'm gonna piggyback on that.
Huh?
A lot of women wear eyelashes and don't know what they were really created for.
Oh, thanks.
Like, eyelashes were created by a whore to keep the semen from getting in the prostitute eyes.
There you go.
That's what eyelashes were created for. They were called cum catchers.
Yeah.
Yes, they were called cum catchers. Yeah, that's what they were created for, to keep semen out of the women.
They call cum brothers.
Yeah, literally, that's what they were.
Did not know that.
Yes.
Did not know that.
Cum brothers. They call cum brothers, bro.
Yeah. And
never have I ever, in my 37 years of living, heard that shit before.
Look it up. Look it up.
Look that shit. He right.
When we get off of this, I'm going to look that shit up when we get off of this.
Yeah.
That's told her I don't have to wear them shits no more, and I like them the way she looked, the way they looked on her. But I told her I don't want to wear them no more. And she's like, "Why don't you like my eyelashes? Because you have beautiful eyes without them. You don't need that shit."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "But you really don't like them." I'm like, "I don't like you. You are beautiful without it. You don't need that shit."
Like a lot of women, men are more attracted to natural beauty more so than the glitz and glam. Like, just because we see the BBLs on social media, it's something nice to look at, but it's not something we want to have. It's nice to look at.
We don't want. We don't want no steroid Barbie. We don't need that shit.
Like, why would I go for that when I could come home to a natural woman, a real queen? I don't want a Barbie doll.
Yo, Maurice, we can't say that. That's being misogynistic, bro.
It's not being misogynistic because I'm just stating like this is like.
Oh, he's saying society would say it's misogynist.
No, that's what
society is governed by whatever people put out on social media. We are not in a society of free thinkers.
It's governed by who has the fattest pockets, but we won't go there.
Like this is no longer a society of free thinkers. They're controlled by social media. They're controlled by whatever news plays. They're controlled by whatever the government says. So
the next shiny thing,
like
feelings,
like my emotions. I say this all the time.
Emotions and feelings. That's
my emotions and feelings are very important.
That's definitely the PC culture.
So,
Reese, hey, Abram, even you right, but society don't care about men's feelings.
Oh, we know that.
That's why we're in a position that we're in right now.
We know that,
which is fucked up.
It is. It is.
Did y'all hear about that dude that killed himself at Disney World too?
Oh.
Say it again.
Did y'all hear about that dude that killed himself? Y'all hear about that dude that killed himself at Disney World?
I heard about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I ain't hear about that. What happened?
He committed suicide at Disney World.
He something with his wife. His wife said something like he was doing some shit he wasn't doing. He got like suspended from work. He was like got put out his house because him and his wife was beefing with this shit that wasn't true. They come to find out the shit wasn't true, but was like, his whole life was fucked up and he killed himself at Disney World.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He like jump off the building or something like that.
Yeah, he jumped off a building. He
never had no issues before, but he was about to lose his whole livelihood and he didn't know what to do, and that was the end result. You know what I'm saying? Like, all because men are not taught to deal with our emotions and how we're supposed to deal with that, and then women are taught to not taught to help us with those emotions. Because again, that's why we counterbalance each other so well. You guys have what we don't have, and vice versa. But something like that's something that we have to be able to deal with. It's just we're just taught suppress. Yo, and what do you do in the spring when you that motherfucker down? Eventually, that shit springs out.
Hey guys, number one, what's the number one problem with women? What's the number one problem women have with men?
I don't know. Enlighten me.
They don't listen.
You didn't say enlighten me. I've been married for a while. Enlighten me.
No, they don't listen to us, bro. If we used to tell them, they don't listen, bro.
I agree on some of that point, but that pendulum does swing two ways sometimes. But yeah, I agree. I'll agree with that.
But don't think about your personal situation. Just think about the general.
Oh no, in general, yeah, I agree. No, I agree with that. I definitely agree.
Like not even including my relationship, but I could tell a lady next door was something like, "Hey, ma'am, don't go outside. It's a bear outside." She'll look at me. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, nigga. Go outside, get eaten up by a Yogi the Bear shit." Hey, boo boo,
grab that picnic basket.
Yeah, she be in the picnic basket. Yeah, straight up. But what I'm saying is that this is why a lot of men going through what they go through mentally is because I hate to bring me personal, but I'm gonna be personal right now. So my ex-wife this. She asked me why we didn't work out. I told her, and this is one of the I was proud of myself when I say this shit. I said if you can listen as much as you can talk, you'd be a great communicator. She looked at me.
Did she get the message?
Huh?
You think she got the message when you said it?
Oh no, she her eyes open. Cause I was right. You talk so much, but you never listen to understand. You listen to respond.
Listen to reply.
To reply. And I told her she talks so much, but if she flipped it around and listened more, as much as she talked, she'd be a great communicator.
Great woman.
Communication is not all about communicating. It's also about listening. to understand.
She was a good
I
woman.
learned this in college.
Remember this, she was a great woman. She was a great mother, but she was a horrible wife.
Yep. Facts. 100%.
You know, and
I'll agree because I'm sorry. Actually, as a wife, that bitch is crazy. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry, that bitch is crazy.
You know how crazy you got to be to
I'm
label
sorry,
people.
that bitch is crazy.
This woman labeled all of she labeled all of us as drug dealers and thugs and never met us. Like this woman literally labeled, like she labeled me a drug dealer and a thug, and she never met me. Never once has she ever met me. But I became this magical thug and drug dealer. Like I worked in security.
It's because in the neighborhood that I live in, I'm gonna just say this, bro. It's just a fascinating, and I think I realize a lot of Californians, they very full of themselves because they think they live in the best fucking state in the world. I mean, United States. So they real cocky over there in California. For most Californians, not all of them. I know some good Californian people over there. But what I'm saying is that she used to talk bad about my mom and all this shit, bro. Like it was really bad. And what I was doing, I was just keeping quiet because I didn't want to bring no confrontation at the time. But I didn't even know myself at the time. But now, like when I sat back and I was listening to all that she was saying, I was like, man, I don't deserve this shit, man.
Yeah, you did.
I don't. I talked to God, and I was just like, God, if you find me an opportunity to get out of here, I'm sorry for like disappointing you. I hope you don't. I hope you can forgive me because I don't want to be with her no more. You know, and I was just talking to him, and you know, like he showed me signs, like
It was time to go.
it was time to go. And it is now. The woman I'm with right now is an amazing woman.
Who I actually did get to meet. I got to meet her. So it's like, you know, I can tell she's a good woman. She's a good woman. And you got a good one.
No, Reese, I'm gonna tell you, she's the female version of me, bro.
You got a good one.
She played video games. Everything I want in a woman, she's that. And I'm happy. God,
and you can be vulnerable and be yourself.
I can be myself,
and you
bro.
can let her deal with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? It feels great because some women you can't do that with. Yeah. And we're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like
you can.
It's hard, and you get past that part when you want to let that little bit of you out. Because sometimes we get tired of holding that shit in. We like, all right, can I just tell a motherfucker what the fuck I'm going through? Like, just sort of make me feel better. But then it's like, nah, nigga gonna judge me. Motherfucker gonna say something. Nah, she gonna think I'm a fucking bitch. Nah, I ain't gonna say shit. And then put it back down again, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, your ex-wife, the shit, the way she used to berate you as a man, that shit used to be like, that shit is not right. That shit's not right. That shit used to piss my wife off. But
God, she was hurt, bro. She
took it out on you, and she took it all out on you.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Hey,
and it drove me.
And she thought that you was gonna be the one she would take all her frustrations out on from all them other men on you.
Which is not
and
fair.
And she took it all out on you, like you're gonna be her doorman.
You can't bring baggage into a new relationship from a past relationship and take it out on the next person. That's not fair to that person. That person might only just want to love you from here to the ends of the earth, and that's all they want to do. And you dropping that on them, that's a lot. That's a lot.
For a man who's trying. Right, a man who's trying, who wants to be there for you, and you still just and it's like nah, fuck that.
It's like this,
fuck that.
And because this is some shit that I find funny. They tried to cancel Kevin Samuels for being honest with women, forcing them to look at themselves and be accountable. But they love Derek Jackson. This motherfucker is filing for a divorce because he got caught cheating again.
That's the pastor nigga, right?
Yeah.
The pastor relationship nigga, right? Yeah, my wife was talking about that shit. I saw that shit.
Everything that Kevin was saying is everything that Derek Jackson is doing right the fuck now, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up.
Yes.
Dirk Jackson
I
is
can't argue
quote
with that
unquote.
logic. Yes.
Dirk Jackson is quote unquote a high value man. He has a good net worth, so he gonna do what the fuck he want to do. Now it's fucked
Now
up
he's a
because
man of God. He shouldn't be doing that.
Dirk
He's a man
Jackson,
of God. He shouldn't be doing that.
his ex-wife is a beautiful woman when she cleans up. When she cleans up and she's not dressing all homely and whatnot, she cleans up real well. She's a very beautiful woman.
Right.
You brought up a good point, bro. Let's touch on that point. Ladies, if you get in a relationship with a man, and at the beginning you dress and doll yourself up and make yourself look presentable and everything, and then once you get with that man, you get lazy and you just wear, huh? Say it again, Gosh.
You good now? You breaking up? You were breaking up. You good now, bro?
You said I'm breaking up?
He said
you were breaking up a second ago. You good now, bro? You good now? You were, but you good now. Keep going.
So I'm gonna rewind everything I said. Ladies, if you get with a guy and the first time you met him or the first time he met you, and you all presentable and all dolled up, makeup, not too much makeup. A lot of men don't like a lot of makeup. They like probably lip gloss and a little eyeliner. That's it. Not no blemish and all that. But if you well kept, you got some nice clothes on and everything. Men like to see that in a daily basis and constant. Now, don't get me wrong. You can be comfortable at home and your own surroundings and everything with your family. That's something different. But every other 3 to 4 days or so out of the week, or 2 days out of the week, just present yourself the way that how your man met you in the first place. And a lot of women get lazy. They get so fucking lazy, bro, because now they get the guy, and now they want to just be like, all right, I know he ain't gonna go nowhere. I'm gonna just be comfortable the way I am. That's like a man working a job, making $80,000 a year, and I'm gonna remove 80,000. He's making $100,000 a year, 6 figures, 6-figure man. You meet this man, he looks presentable and everything. He gets with you. Now he loses his job. He went from 100,000 to now making 50,000 a year. You get what I'm saying? And he's like, "Oh, I don't need to work this hard job. I just did that just to get you. But now I'm comfortable now." You want to look at that man crazy, because now he lost $50,000 worth of a net worth that could be beneficial to both of y'all. But now he's an average man. He went from a high value man to an average man now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like that.
So it's just like you want men to keep up the same things they did to get you. You know, it has to be a 2-way street. It can't be one way. Oh well, I stopped doing this because he stopped doing that. Stop basing what you do based on what other people do. If he out there doing goofy shit, you don't have to be super supportive of the goofy shit, but encourage him to do better for himself. Speak life into your man. Believe it or not, a lot of men would strive to do better because they have somebody that's supportive of their ideas and their endeavors. I'm not saying, he 50 and he want to be a rapper to support that, because at 50, just hang it up. At 50, just hang it up. Start a car dealership at 50. But if he's really out here, and he's really trying and he's striving to better himself, speak life into him. Because as a woman, it's your job to hold your man down. As a man, it's your job to uplift your woman. That's just the yin and the yang. I hold you down while you lift me up. Well, you hold me down while I lift you up. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's so much disconnect. Yeah, it's so much disconnect between men and women, especially in the black community, because we're taught so much self-hate. We see it in everything. We're so caught up in reality TV, and on reality TV, what is it? 90% of black folks on there acting a goddamn fool. I don't like reality TV. I don't watch any reality TV because it's pointless to me. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And it's influenced this younger generation to a degree that, oh, city boys up. Oh, city girls up. You know how stupid that shit sound? Oh, we up. That's dumb as hell. We've already been separated and divided by the government, and now we separate and dividing ourselves. The government pulled the black man out of the household. You know,
out of the home. Yeah, I'm a product of that shit. Having a woman behind you that supports your ideas and lets you go, and is your fucking when you need to be vulnerable, that can be there for you. You know what I'm saying? Speaking because I have that at home, like that shit is like the mental peace that I have. I wouldn't get that shit anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Even at my most stressful days in my previous career, y'all remember the first person I called was her because like I don't know where to fucking go. Like I'm gonna lose my shit in here, and I call her and she instantly take me off the ledge. Like all right, like if I didn't have that, ain't no telling what the fuck I would have did in that door. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's underrated, yo. That's just underrated, yo.
Yeah. Because
but that was her job, Kosh.
Yeah, she, like I said, that's your queen. She moving in ways that you can't move. That was your queen. That's right. What she doing what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, that's why I said it's fucking it's I can tell you when it's done right, it is fantastic. And as a man, it gives you that much more power to get to the level where you want to go because you have the support that you need and you can just go.
But this is another key aspect of it.
You know what I mean?
Another key aspect of is she trusts you to guide the vessel. She trusts you to guide the vessel. She has that complete trust in you and that complete faith in you that allows her to be able to speak that life into you, to be able to make the moves. You went from working at a job where, yeah, you was making good money, but you was fucking miserable. I hated listening to how miserable they was making you, and there was nothing I could do to help change that because you're my brother. I could feel the hurt in your heart. Like you've been there, you gave them all these years. They kept passing you over for getting your own store, but they was giving all these unqualified people their own stores. But you've been there, you've been helping these people get to the next level. But it was like a fuck you. Then when you finally voiced how unhappy you were, oh, well, we can move you from the store you're at. Like, no, that might have been a solution earlier this year, but at this point, I'm done. You were over it.
And I can say my wife helped with a lot of that mental health thing because I was drinking every fucking day, like 3 bottles of fucking liquor a week by myself. Like if it wasn't for her helping, and then she brought it to my attention, like, is that another bottle of Crown? And I was like, fuck, it is. And then I kind of looked at it like, damn, nigga, this is like your third one. Something's going, you got a problem. Like, I would never have thought because I'm just like so unhappy and just suppressing the shit. She brought it to my attention and I'm like, all right, Brandon, something's up. You need to change something. You
she got to protect her king.
And I like women, like that's the type of shit that you need. Like I was drinking 3 bottles of Crown a week by myself because I was that stressed out at work. That was my stress relief. My wife brought that shit to my attention. Like, hey, and I just kept bringing them home. She's like, another bottle. I'm like, no, it's not another. Damn, it's like 4 bottles on the counter. All right, yeah, I need to stop because it's gonna become a problem. Be a fucking alcoholic. I don't want this shit. I got kids to be here for. I got to be here. Like, no, I can't do that shit. And it's like, what is the root cause of my drinking? That was the root cause. And look what we did. We solved the root cause. Since I've left, I honestly, last time I had a drink, we went out, and that was a few months ago. I don't even drink that heavy no more.
You drink sociably.
But I found the root cause. It was my wife bringing that shit to my attention. You know what I'm saying? So women, that shit works when you do that shit right. That shit works. Yeah. We need y'all just as much as y'all need us. But y'all need to listen. That shit, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Let's listen twice as hard as you fucking talk.
Yeah. Like you have to be willing to have to be willing and open to the criticism too. Don't always think that every point of criticism is just an attack on you. Sometimes it's some shit you need to hear. Sometimes it's something like, all right, I gotta tighten this.
And there are times we would really disagree.
Yeah. It just happens. Like men and women are different. Mentally we're wired different.
From mental health, coming from 3 men that, you know what I'm saying, that have been around each other from, we'll say young adolescents to grown men, like we've all seen each other's emotional IQ increase, you know what I'm saying, over the years. And we've gone through things that have to get to where the fuck we are at now. But You know what I'm saying? Like, these are issues that have been prevalent forever. But just these men killing themselves left and right. Like, they go
That's
all this
alarming.
positive. I'm going to do a positive video. Be you, the best version of you. Oh my goodness, great family. And then all of a sudden, like, smiles, giggles, and all of a sudden, like, the mask comes off and you just see, like, we have the best mask ever. Look at any man. He is wearing the best mask ever because you will not have a fucking clue what he's going through. And you wouldn't be able to tell. It'll just be, everything's great. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, man, I'm good, man. And as soon as he gets home, that shit comes off and he's just broken, destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like, check in on that man.
Like, if you really care about him, if that's your homeboy, y'all supposed to be tight. If that's your brother, you know, check on him. Like, men go through so much shit, you don't realize how many times men will sit in the car before they walk in the house and just cry. Because they can't go in the house and be weak in front of their family. They can't do that.
I did that before.
You know? Like, we go through a lot. We carry a lot. And we try our hardest to protect the ones that we care the most from that. You know? And it's one of the things I've said.
The ultimate question is, who the fuck protects us? That is your job, women. Who the fuck protects the protectors? Even Superman had to go cry to Lois Lane every now and again.
Yeah.
Batman had Alfred, you know what I'm saying? We need somebody to turn to. If we have nobody to turn to, that's when shit go left.
Yeah.
That's when shit goes left. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the opposite, the yin and the yang, as you said, bro.
Yeah.
The yin and the fucking yang. So I'm tired of hearing about men killing themselves. I'm sick of that shit, yo. I'm sick of hearing this shit. Every other day, this shit's becoming a regular headline now. I'm sick of that shit, yo. I'm sick of hearing this shit, yo.
Like
especially the good motherfuckers, yo. Good motherfucking men, yo. Just like dudes that you would never suspect. Like, this nigga was perfectly fine, happy.
But it was the mask.
But
like Future said, mask on. Fuck it, mask off.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know, bro. We can go on this topic for hours, but y'all got anything else? We about 54 minutes in on this recording, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add? Get up out of here in this rumble only talk.
Ladies, take mask on, mask off. Take off that fake lace front and take off the BBLs.
You gonna say take off? How you gonna take off a BBL, nigga?
Take off the BBL.
Oh, fuck you, take off the BBL, nigga. What kind of shit is that?
Go to the doctor. Go to Dr. Miami.
All jokes aside, you know, women, you have to stop. You have to stop trying to be the man in a relationship. You have to stop trying to be the man. Two men in a relationship that's supposed to be heterosexual don't mix.
Nope.
You know, play just like you want your man to play his role. You have to play your role too. You have to play your role.
And I'll tell you, if you know your man, you'll know when it's time for you to step up. You know when he needs you to be strong because he's weak. Because he's always strong, but you'll know when you got to step in and hold the weight. You will definitely know. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know your man good enough, you can visibly see the signs. It'll be subtle, but you can visibly see it. It'll be something on his face, the way he's carrying, or just the way his mannerisms. Like, you should be able to pick up on that and be like, all right, something's wrong with him. You know what I mean? But
all jokes aside, I'm gonna stop joking. We are here for all the fellas that need somebody to talk. If you need somebody to talk to, reach out to us. It's no problem at all. We'll be here to talk to you and be an ear for you to hear your voice, to express yourself. There's a lot of men around here. It's also a hotline. We're going to lead a hotline on our
988. 988 is the hotline. National Suicide, and they do mental health as well. 988.
Yes, and please call that number. Don't be ashamed. Don't be less of a man of not calling him, and just go ahead and call him, man. It's okay. It doesn't
Men,
make you less of a man.
We are human too, regardless of what the fuck you were told. We are human. We have emotions. We can feel the same shit as everybody else. We are human at the end of the fucking day.
To put it
So it's okay. If I want to be mad, happy, sad, cry, whatever.
To put it in simpler terms, it takes more strength to reach out for help than to just wallow in the madness.
There you go.
It takes a lot of strength.
That's 100.
Nope. You know, because we prideful. We don't like to ask for help. It takes a lot of strength for a man to ask somebody else for help.
J. Cole said it the best. Pride is the devil.
Mm-hmm. Let's say you swallow your pride, you swallow your ego for your benefit. Your ego will keep you from the mountaintop every time.
Yep.
And unfortunately, some of us learn this lesson too little, too late. Like, I don't got to be the man. I don't want to be the man. I'm me.
I appreciate this shit. I definitely appreciate all of our heads and hearts for what's going on. I pray, I really, because I'm sick of hearing about it. Again, 2021 numbers, 9,600 women. That is startling. And we're talking ages 15 to 74. So you're that he has a threat of suicide.
That's 3 generations of men. That's 3 generations of men.
And you don't look. I put links down there. It's on the CDC's website. You can pull up the article yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's happening, but it's not talked about enough. So I feel for everybody. No cats are dying, you'd be like, oh man, but if everything's dying, you're kind of like, damn, there's a problem. There's more dogs dying than sorry.
And
we are, but
also,
again, this is and we're not even at the end of the year yet.
Right. Besides Twitch and Jason David Frank, that's not even being mentioned. Probably lost their lives.
A whole lot of them.
Our prayers go out to their families and their friends, man, because if it had to start from here, it's going to start from here. And we got to do what we need to do for our son, for our cousins, for our uncles, daughters, our brothers, all the males in our. We got to have a discussion about it, man, because you see it now. It's really heavy. Even though it's been going on for a while, but it's heavily impacted now, and we got to just talk about it, man. And if it can start from here, and we can save some lives, that really make me happy from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna be honest.
So I'll have the description underneath this video. Again, this is a Rumble only exclusive video because some of the topics on here Rumble exclusive. So I'll also have a download link to I did a talk dad podcast about men's health, emotional health. I'll also link the video where Six and I talked about a little bit more. So everything will be in the description below. So again, thank you guys for y'all time tonight. I definitely appreciate it. Hopefully we ain't got to meet on these type of circumstances again, but if we do, so be it. We'll use this platform to keep getting voices and information out there. So y'all got anything else before we get up out of here, man? I'm out.
That's good for me, man.
All right, next time on We Geekin', y'all, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Dang,
he back all the way out.
No, he's still in here. He's still in here. Now
it's still recording.
Yeah. It's still recording, yo.
It's still recording, bro.
Damn. He done fucked up.